What's up, everybody? Long time no talk. So today is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to everybody. But yesterday, my family took me out to Ohio to Lehman's per my request, I guess. They asked me what I wanted for Mother's Day. I said, I want to go to Lehman's. So that's where we went. If you're not familiar with Lehman's, I'll put a picture of it here. I didn't take any video footage from inside. I did last year, but this year I just put my phone in my pocket and I really just enjoyed shopping with the family. Lehman's is a homesteader, a prepper's just dream place to shop. If you're looking for something that's super old-fashioned that you can't find anywhere else, or some things that maybe you can only find on Amazon, you'll find it in Lehman's. Lehman's is in Ohio. They do have a website and you can shop. They'll ship, I don't know if they ship worldwide, but I know they ship throughout the United States. They focus on things made in the USA or things handmade. You are going to find things that are made in China. You can't get away from that. But for the most part, they do try to source things that are locally made. A lot of things that are made by the Amish that live in the area right next to them. So it's just a really fantastic store. So I got a whole bunch of little stuff. So I'm going to show you my haul and I'm going to talk a little bit about why I got what I got. Did I have my coffee? So let's get going. When we go out there, my kids usually say, here's money. Go buy what you want. It's easier for them, I think, because then they don't have to pick. Of course, I got a couple small things because they have a whole food section. And I got some sharp cheddar cheese. You can sample it while you're there. I also got fudge. Their fudge is really, really good. I just got like a third of a pound. It's delicious. It's almost gone. I got chocolate peanut butter. That was a snack for the ride home. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing that I got is by Perfect Pickler. And this is the fermentation value package. I will open it up and show it to you. This usually retails there for like $37. However, I found it on the clearance section. So they have little clearance sections throughout the store. Things that have either been opened or dented or, slightly damaged. I got this for $20, so it was like $17 off. This is great for fermenting. I really want to get into fermenting this year. This is something that I've done sauerkraut. I have fermented a cranberry relish, which was delicious, but I really want to get into more fermented foods. Of course, I have sourdough, and in the past, a long time ago, I've done kefir, but we'll get more into that in a bit. This is really going to help me ferment a lot of the garden goods that come out. You can make pickles that way, just 2 days, ferments for a couple days, and then you have delicious pickles that can go in your fridge for, 2 months. You don't want to can your ferments because that destroys the good bacteria, all of the good stuff for your tummy. So, but anyways, inside this Perfect Pickler package, first you get your direction book and it has recipes in it. You get Redmond real salt for your ferments. You get two of these are little brine collection cups. You get 2 airlocks, which I already have airlocks for making the wines and the meads, which, by the way, my mead's going to be bottled today and the wine won't be too far behind it, so I'll do a catch-up video on that. You'll get 2 gasketed lids. These are wide mouth, which is perfect because I like to ferment in wide mouth. You can ferment in a regular mouth too, but the wide mouth is just easier to pack. And then you get these 2 lids, see the little hole in them? That's for your airlock to go in. So you just use your jars that you already have, and it makes it really, really easy. So I got that, and I'm trying to see what else I got to go along with the firmer. Oh, I also got the pickle pebbles. So these are awesome. They're made by Mason Tops, and these just go right in your jar. I did get the regular mouth in these. I was being frugal. I was trying to be frugal. I got the regular mouth size because I figured that if I say I'm making sauerkraut, I usually put a leaf on top. And if I have a leaf on top, this pickle pebble should still weigh it down. So this is what it is. It's glass. It's weighted. It has like a little handle so you can like pop it down in. Also, if I want to do it in a regular mouth, I have that option now. So I got 4 of those. I don't remember the price on those, but that goes with my fermentation stuff. And I kind of have stuff like all over the place. Another thing I did get for the fermenting is this book. I think it was $30. In Mastering Fermentation, and it goes over absolutely everything. This book is so worth it. I was flipping through it last night, and I cannot wait. This goes through, well, let me tell you. We have all types of sourdough recipes. We have fruits and veggies, rice and legumes. Like, I didn't even think about ever fermenting stuff like that, but there you go. Yogurt is technically a ferment. And then there's beverages. So it's going to go over kefirs and kombucha and all kinds of other cultural things that we don't really think about that are really, really good for us. Sauces, vinegars, and condiments, which is another big thing for me because I'm planting so many peppers. I want to make fermented hot sauce. It's going to give you that taste that you just can't duplicate. But yeah, oh, it's funny that I opened right up to the kombucha page, but this shows you the inside of this book. The book is, there's 75 plus recipes, and it's by Keith Saracen. So I'm really, really excited to get into this. There's even like sparkling ciders, fermenting pineapple. I just flipping through here. Harvest sourdough bread. So there's all kinds of good stuff that goes with my fermenting stuff. And the last thing I got for fermenting, I think, I'll probably come across something else, but I think that's it. I did get a kombucha SCOBY, which I'm excited about. It was $25. It comes with the starting liquid. And can you see it in there? If you guys have never made kombucha, I haven't. I made kefir in the past, which is a similar concept. This is going to be basically, you're going to make a tea. You're going to use like 4 tea bags, and you're going to ferment it. And it is really good for your stomach, your gut, your natural biome down there. This SCOBY you'll just reuse over and over again, and eventually you'll be able to split it and share with your friends. So I got this. So that's what I got for ferments. I was really, really focused on my fermentation this year. Also, and I guess this could kind of go along with the fermentation because it goes with my brewing, which technically is a ferment because we're not using a distilled spirit. We're using natural fermentation with yeast. I did get some pH strips because when you're brewing, I have not done this in the past, but sometimes I have things that don't want to, they kind of stall out a little bit. And it could be because the pH is either too high or too low. So I got these to test my pH. I got bottle brush because it's really hard to get in those narrow mouth jugs and some of my wine bottles to clean. I know, but I'm excited about silly things like this. And the other thing I got for brewing is something I've really been needing for some time now. But I got the auto siphon, and it has a guard down here at the bottom so it won't pick up the least cake on the bottom of that. But you just put this down in and you give it a couple goes like that, and it starts siphoning without having to do the good old-fashioned like gasoline siphon, hack. It's not really good when you're trying to keep a sterile beverage. So, all right, that's all the fermentation and brewing stuff out of the way. I just get a bunch of little things when I go. I try to get the biggest bang for my buck. Now, there were a couple big things that I'd like to get, but we'll talk about that at another time. I just got this cute little vegetable cleaning brush. I think it's so sweet. It's got potatoes and carrots on it. It's just a really good scrubby brush. Didn't have one, and now I have one, and I'm excited to have it. I'm excited to use it. I also got this. Is something that I've been wanting for some time. This is a bread saw. This one was made in Oregon, and it's, sustainably sourced, so that's nice. They made this in a right hand and a left hand option, which is really, really cool. Of course, I got the right-handed option. I think it was a little ironic that the left-handed option was a few dollars more. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Sorry, lefties out there. But, yeah, so I'll pull this out. I haven't opened it yet. I've been waiting to do the unboxings here with you guys. Oh, I'm so excited to have this. So here it is. It's stainless steel, serrated. I don't want to cut myself, but it is very sharp. And then what you do is you just saw it back and forth instead of trying to crush it down with a knife. This is beautiful. I can't wait to use this. I'm going to go bake some bread right away so that I can slice it up with this. Probably I'm not going to keep the plastic wrapping, but yeah, this was, can't remember how much it was, but it was fairly inexpensive. I think I want to say it was something like $17. So definitely something to look into if you're a bread baker. These are really, really good too if you're making sourdough loaves or old-fashioned loaves that are real crispy and crunchy on the outside, and sometimes your regular knives just don't want to cut through it. Speaking of the bread baking, two things I've been wanting. So one recipe that I make that everybody really likes, including myself and my family, is my French bread. When I make my French bread, I just kind of like stretch it out, roll it out, I shape it, and I put it on cookie sheets and hope for the best. And inevitably, what happens is it kind of gets fatter than it's supposed to for French bread because you want that nice, long, streamlined baguette shape. Well, no more, because I got myself the French bread pans. So this is fantastic. You should put a little cornmeal in the bottom of that, put your baguettes in, and you bake it. And I know it's really simple and really silly, but I am so excited to finally have this. And I think I'm going to make some French bread today and try it out. I want to play with all my new toys. I suppose I'll probably also have to make some sourdough because I finally got the lame to cut it, to score the French bread, to make the pretty shapes and the pretty patterns. I pulled this out already. It came with 15 blades. The blades are all wrapped up in here, so it's really, really nice, but it's just a simple tool. I didn't have one. I've just been using a paring knife or a razor blade, and now I have the proper tools, so I'll feel all sorts of, proper now. So I think that's it as far as the bread baking things go. Kind of have things all divided up here. Now, when you get into cooking from scratch and doing all the things, you will inevitably get into pasta making. And last year when I went to Lehman's, I did get the pasta cutter. It's like a roller. I have it over there. And it's like a rolling pin, and you just roll it and it cuts the shapes of the pasta noodles, which is fantastic. But one of our favorite restaurants is down in Pittsburgh, and it's Hofbrauhaus, and it's a traditional German restaurant, and they have spatzel, and the spatzel's made very traditionally. And of course, being out at Lehman's, when you're in Amish country, and the Amish are traditionally from Germany and that area, so they've brought a lot of those cultural things back with them. I found a spatzel maker, and Lehman's has their own recipe for making the spatzel. So I'm really excited to add this to my pantry of tricks. Just put your batter in there and drip it into the pot, and boom, spatzel. So voila. Make sure I show you guys that. But this even has, serving options and tips on how to make it. Yeah, recipe. So really fun thing to have. I'm excited to try that. I will probably want to make that with cabbage, maybe haluski or something, make it similar to that. Funny thing, Jeff is Polish and German. He hates cabbage. Isn't that right? No. He hates it. Okay, something else that I got. I use honey religiously in everything. I use it in my breads. I use it in my tea. I use it whenever I can. Obviously, I even make beverages out of it. So I was looking at getting a little honey pot, and I found this, and I think that it's probably a better idea. It's just this little guy right here, this, and it goes in a regular mouth jar, and you just use your band on the top. And I just love the idea of this. I got one of these last year, silicone top for olive oil. I love the idea of using my mason jars because I have so many of them, so why not use them? This is BPA-free plastic, and yeah, I mean, it was made in China, but I mean, every once in a while you gotta kind of branch out. But I do really like it, so we use that from now on. I'm not even gonna close that up because I'm gonna get it on a jar ASAP. Oops. A few more things we'll go over. Dusting. I hate dusting. I hate using any of like the pledges and the stuff like that. So I'm always looking for fun things that make me want to dust. And I found this. This is great. This is made out of wool, which is, I mean, with us, with our sheep, this just seems to be a perfect little dusting tool. Isn't it cute? This is natural wool, lamb's wool duster. They've been in business since 1983. It has all about their products in here, and it's made in the USA, so I like it. It even came with instructions on how to clean it, so I love it. I can't wait to use it. I know that sounds really weird, but it's whimsical. I love it. All right, a couple more small things like this. This is not exciting at all, but if you have wax melt warmers that plug in, you know, it's hard to find the little bulbs that warm up. They're not nightlight bulbs. They're specifically for the warmers. I got one out there. I think it was $1 or something. So I grabbed that. I needed some rivets for my leather working, and they had it plus the setter. So that was handy dandy. Saved me a trip. I also got these headbands. They're boho bandels. I got one last year and I love it. I've all but worn it out. So I wanted to get a different one and a different color. And I am excited to use that. And last year when I was out there, I got this. Hold on 1 second, I'll show you. I got this last year when I was out there, and Jeff laughs at me because I'm super old-fashioned, but this takes wicks. And so I got the refill on the wicks. I think it takes 5/8 inch wicks. So I got that. I should have grabbed another one of these when I was out there. This is only $17, I think, out there, and I love having it because when the electricity goes out, I can just light it and I can carry it wherever I need to, and it's really handy to have. I do really love my oil lamps. I have a bunch of them hanging around here. And speaking of that, I left it over here. I also got, so usually I use the K something or other, I can't remember the numbers, but it's like a kerosene adjacent fuel for that. But it does leave soot and it does have an odor, and inevitably somebody complains about that. So I got the paraffin lamp oil, and this is red just because I thought red would be kind of cool. So it's sootless, smokeless, and odorless. So I grabbed that while I was out there. You know, just some necessities, because where do you go to find lamp oil and wicks? I mean, they don't sell them at the Giant Eagle, so you got to get them somewhere. And I think, oh no, one more thing after this. And you can see I already have things like dog-eared with bookmarks, but I got a new canning book. This is the complete book of small batch preserving with over 300 recipes. The author is Ellie Top and Margaret Howard. And I just am so excited about the recipes in this beautiful book. They have so many good things like spiced kiwi fruit apple chutney and things like that that aren't in the Ball book of canning. They have pickles and all kinds of things, beautiful images throughout the book. You know, we eat with our eyes, so if we look at a picture of a recipe that's in here, you'll be more inclined to want to make it. But gingered, pear, apricot conserves, plum conserves with maple syrup. I mean, just really, really neat ones. They even have recipes for microwave jams and things like that. So really exciting. There's already about 20 things that I'm planning on canning. So I'll let you guys know how the recipes come out from this book, but highly, highly recommend. If the recipes are half as good as what they look like in here. Oh, there's even microwave lemon curd. Look at that. I'm really excited about it. Last but not least, this thing is probably the funniest thing that I've purchased, and I'll give you a backstory. We had water issues in the past. I told you before, our wells, one of them collapsed and one doesn't do really, really well as far as, you know, it's not high gallons per minute. And in the summer, if we have a drought, it really suffers. So in the past, you know, if you have to do laundry, you can run it to the laundromat, but it's so much easier if you could just do it at home. So I would try, you know, conserve water, run outside in the big thing and wash some loads out there. Of course, everybody jokes at me and thinks, oh, you're so old-fashioned. Well, I saw this gadget and I went up to the Amish locally here and I said, hey, do you guys have one of those things that looks like a plunger, but it's for washing clothes? And she looked at me and she said, oh, those are old-fashioned. We don't carry those. That's not the first time that the Amish have called me old-fashioned. However, this is why we go to Lehman's. Because I found one. I'm so excited to have this thing. I have been wanting one, and now they're like $40, and I always feel like, I don't need it that bad because how often am I really going to use it? It's called a rapid washer, and I'll show you the bottom of it. But when we were there yesterday, see the dent? I walked past the clearance section, and there it was sitting in the clearance section for $22.50, and I yoinked it and I said, this is mine. But this is the bottom of it, and it has holes up here, so it creates like a cyclone action when you use it. I'm probably going to use it like once or twice, but now I have it, because when you prep for a situation that you don't know what it's going to be, but you never know. Is it because I'm running low on water and I need to wash clothes, or is it because something else? I mean, here you go. That's one less thing you have to worry about. Now I can wash clothes. It's the little things like that. Anyways, that is my Mother's Day haul from Lehman's. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I just can't wait to play with all this stuff. You don't know how difficult it was for me to come home last night and not take everything out and start playing right away. But I wanted to wait so that I could show you guys everything I got. I highly, highly, highly suggest going to Lehman's. Go to their website even. They have so many good things. They have Crocs and All-American canners, and they have wood cook stoves and outdoor, campfire cooking things, and they have stuff for your pets. They have all types of different things. Highly, highly, highly suggest. Not sponsored, just the biggest fan. And if I lived closer, I would for sure be broke forever because I would constantly be there spending money on something. I could have very easily spent another $500 or $600 on small things without batting an eyelash. They would have taken me about 5 minutes. So that is my Lehman's haul. I hope you guys go check it out. It is the best store, in my opinion. I hope you guys have a great day, and we will see you in the next one. Happy Mother's Day!